Hey, beautiful friends. Another great insight came to me as I'm riding the bike and actually correcting some errors in my own book. This is a print that's not available to anyone except me because I am making a little bit of corrections in the book. And I'm reading a paragraph here that really made me think about the times we're living right now, which says, "This crisis are great gifts." And I'm sorry if you're having a hard time right now and don't see as a gift yet. This crisis shake us up. They rattle our state of being. These moments call for grace, a beautiful energy of surrender and mercifulness. So this brought me back on one of the times that I consider I had one of my biggest awakenings. And as I state in my book, our process of awakening is not one moment. It's not this sexy, fancy, mystical experience. It's actually really rare that somebody has that in one moment. Has happened, but it's not for most of us. So the process of awakening happens in layers. We awake to some new paradigms, major shifts. We awake to what we're ready to awake. Most of us can't handle one moment awakening because that would destroy all the structures of the ego at once. So Source has such an intelligence and has so much mercy on us that we always wake to what we're ready. We always heal the pain that we're ready to heal. But this brought me back to 4 years ago around the pandemic, where I went into a place of fear. There's a big push about everybody getting a certain shot, and I didn't want to. And I was looking at the world with a lot of confusion. I went to a lot of fear, and that's when I stepped away from all the media, from the news, and I started going deep inside myself to seek for truth, because we all know it was a time, and I still think we live in that time, that you could not find truth with capital T on any news media. There's so much polarity, people against each other, people being canceled. And that time was the time of my biggest awakening. It was during that crisis, during a lot of that fear, that I did some of my deepest healings. So I'm bringing this as a reminder that this is happening now. I almost feel like I'm living in very different realities from other people. And I am, because we create a reality based on our perception, assuming that nobody is doing spiritual bypassing, which is denial, is when you not healing your emotions and you're using anything external to distract yourself from your emotions. But that note on the side, if you're struggling a lot right now because you can't understand what's happening here in the United States especially, you can't understand intellectually, congratulations. We all need a time in our lives where we can't understand anything intellectually anymore, because it's the time that we start getting more curious about a different way. We become curious about truth. And again, we're only going to find truth inside ourselves. It might be an invitation for you, if you're in this place of confusion where you don't understand what's happening in the world intellectually. It's a time that you might start walking away from reason and intellect and find spiritual answers inside you. I know this to be truth. There's a greater plan happening for us. Things happening behind the scenes that we don't see. There's so much invisible power helping us to evolve right now. In the process of evolving, it's messy, it's chaotic. And I promise you, if you step away from the noise of the news, even the noise of social media, and I've been guilty getting into social media a little more than I probably need to be. But if you step away from the confusion and you start dropping to your heart, you're going to start finding the deep wound of sorrow, grief, fear, anger. And you recognize that a lot of your anger that is rising right now is validated, first of all, but a lot of the anger that is rising right now, a lot of the terror, really scared. I want you to know that it's not all about what's happening in our elections of the White House right now. It's old. So this can be this triggering right now for you. Just like it happened for me back during the pandemic. These triggers can be potent. They can be the key to your freedom. So I'm inviting you, even daring you. Are you willing to look deeper into your anger, deep into the fear, deep into your reactions that are happening right now? And again, I'm validating them all. You need to have the room to feel all the emotions. But be curious and investigate what else is there. How old is that fear? How old is that anger, that sense of unfairness? How old is this helplessness that you might be feeling? I guarantee, because I do trauma work myself, help others. I happen to understand the psychology, the physiology of trauma and how it gets stored in the body. So I know a lot of people are being triggered with politics. And the politics, if we call the politics the darkness is here to serve the light. So use this as an invitation to go deeper. Stop blaming. You're not a victim. Stop judging, because judging is coming from guilt inside yourself. I know that well. I have cleared a lot of guilt inside me, and I continue. So use this crisis for the greatest awakening. If you see excitement, joy in my content, in my videos, it's because I am. There's an authentic joy here. And it comes from hundreds of hours, if not thousands of hours, healing, crying, releasing my grief, releasing my anger, releasing sadness, letting go of the confusion. It has taken me a lot of work to get to this place of authentic joy. I just want to tell you that. But there is an excitement because I know this crisis are awakening much more people. What is the awakening? It's to realize that in this plane of creation, in this plane of physical creation here, it's an illusion. And if we want to change the status of our country, of the world, we need to hold ourselves accountable, and we need to clear up what is inside us. We need to clear up our guilt, because we project our guilt into others. We need to clear up our fear and stop living in survival. And we need to direct our attention in creating what we want. We master creating what we don't want. And anybody who stays in this plan complaining about what's happening right now for too long, you're going to keep recreating this in your own world. It becomes your reality. So we want to help each other. And the best way to help each other is do your inner work. And no matter what, keep your heart open to everyone. Yes, set boundaries if you need to. Leave a conversation, leave a room that is too intense for you, too triggering. You can do that. Being with an open heart doesn't mean we're going to excuse everybody's behaviors, because I can say I love you, and yet this behavior is causing me not to feel safe around you, therefore I'm going to leave. We can do that. So this short video became much longer. I hope this message resonates. Let me know how you're doing. Did this message resonate with you at all? I would love to hear from you. And if you need any support, any assistance, just send me a message right now. DM me and I'll contact you. Much love and blessings in your journey.